Hey guys, John Loxley here, back with our playthrough of Dungeon Siege 3. Yeah! Alright, so... right, free the Krug.
Free the Krug! Free the Krug!
Free the Krug!
Hey guys, what do you think you want to do with the Krug? What should we do about the Krug? That's what I have to ask. Okay, so I was expecting to get the last party member. I know you get them in this area, but I don't know... I thought you got them once you talked to the Meisters and once you left the hall, but it is entirely possible that you might have to do some of the quests first. So, let's collect all these quests. And what is kind of weird is, I guess, this guy is also a quest.
Ah, the envoy from the Legion. Is there something else you need?
What can we do to...
You won't.
I think
But I shall
I've...
respect the wishes of the...
I will...
Right, I have talked to him already. So let's talk to these other ones first.
Ah, so the Legion has come looking for my vote. These are perilous times. An entangling alliance is hardly prudent. But I forget my manners. I am Rorik Castle, City Meister and Factol of the Ironmongers.
It's an interesting point, right? Because if Jane Cassandra comes knocking at their door, and they're fostering the Legion, or, yeah, protecting the Legion, then they're basically, you know, they want to stay neutral, but let's say there's 4 Legionnaires, right? Jane Cassandra shows up at the gates with an army, and she's like, we want those Legionnaires. Then the city would probably be like, well, tell you what, we'll give them to you if you agree to leave us alone. Although, you know, there's no guarantee that would actually happen, though. That's the problem when you don't... You know, you need force to back up words, unfortunately. Okay, so... Ironmongers, let's talk about this stuff first, before we can help you.
In the council meeting, Wolf said something about the Foundry. Is that your responsibility?
Ah, yes. That is our responsibility. The Foundry is the wellspring of our city's prosperity. We keep the economy in motion, and we are the drumbeat of progress.
I could tell him he's an asshole, but I want his vote, so let's butter him up a little bit. Also, apparently, the... what is that? I looked up... Not in depth, unfortunately. Maybe I should have, but I looked up a little bit on how influence works, and the choices are more dependent on your ally's temperament. So if you have 4, each one might correspond to a different party member. So it's not like, if I say impressive, you know, Anjali might agree, but Katarina might like me telling him he's arrogant. I don't know. This is not a good example because I'm not sure, but I'm going to say impressive because I'm going to try and butter him up and hope Anjali likes that choice. If this is indeed a influence gain option.
Your guild is obviously important. We need friends like you, and we're willing to prove our goodwill.
If you wish to be of service, there is a certain problem that requires attention. The Foundry is presently overrun. It's the blasted Cyclopses. They were docile workers for years, but something in them snapped, and they've brought the Foundry to a standstill.
Why would they do this? Do you have any idea?
None at all. But I'm not involved in the day-to-day supervision of their work. Speak to my foreman, Mr. Snell, at the Foundry. He will explain our predicament in greater detail.
Okay, new quest, strike, and here is Manny. Let me, see if I... Oh, sorry, Manny. Let me see if I can get him into my lap, because he's standing in front of the monitors. Monitor. Alright, come on. There you go. He's been a little lonely these past... Not lonely, I just don't know. I don't know. maybe I've been giving Jack a little bit more attention because Jack's been in, in my lap on the back of the chair. Oh man, started yawning again. Here I'm finishing my coffee. And yeah, it's not nice to yawn, Manny.
Yes. I was wondering when you'd come and harass me. No doubt you're here to solicit my vote for your organization.
You are correct.
You could at least offer me a proper introduction.
Oh, yes. Trivialities. I'm Lord Barrister Mudgutter, Director of the Office of Contracts and Patents, Chief Magistrate of Stonebridge. And I have some other random titles with capital letters. I think I'm technically the High Marshal of Top Fermenting Beverages.
Is that alcohol?
Then I trust you're the goblin to talk to if I want the Meister's support.
One of them, yes. I think you'll find that Wolf is very much smitten with the romantic notion of the Legion. The rest of us need convincing.
How can the Legion earn your vote?
Well, you could help me alphabetize court documents, but a better use of your talents would be to help me with an investigation. Normally, I'd have Wolf handle the situation, but it happens to involve a sizable degree of danger, and Wolf is too important to risk.
I could be a smartass, but I'll just agree.
If this is the price for your support, I accept. Just tell me what you need.
So, the matter at hand. We've had numerous reports of masked individuals hauling automatons into the crypts under the city. Whatever their aim, they are slowly eroding our defenses, and that is intolerable, especially with Jane Cassinda and her army on the loose. If someone was to enter the crypts and purge them of these criminals, I would owe that person a favor.
Which I would repay in gold instead of with a vote. That's not necessarily the case. You are going for the votes after all.
Have many of your automatons gone missing?
Only a few have gone missing. More troubling is that a few have returned looking like they were opened and studied.
That's an issue. Also, I like the fact that he's wearing a powdered wig. It's kind of funny because now we associate powdered wigs with, like, old school nobility and stuff like that. And to be fair, they were. But the whole reason people started wearing powder wigs was because of syphilis. Because syphilis it's an STD, but it's an infection that eats the soft tissue of your body. So, and also at that time there was no cure, and people didn't really know about germs and STDs and stuff. So, like people, kind of like leprosy. Maybe more related to that than I thought previously, actually. To be fair, I just had that thought. But no, so, they could do stuff with their noses and stuff, although sometimes their noses would fall off. But a lot of times, they'd have to shave their head or get it close because there'd be patches of the skin on their skull missing. It'd be like open sores. And you don't want to be diseased, and so you'd get these powdered wigs and put on it, so at least you looked... And it was the nobility, right? Because not, like, commoners couldn't do it. So, just thought that was interesting that, something that we consider a mark of nobility, like a fashion statement, came from this horrible, flesh-eating, sexually transmitted disease. So, I'm sure this guy doesn't have it, but,
You said that these crypts are underneath the city?
Indeed. Old records refer to them as the Crypts of the Sacred Blood, a vast network of tunnels extending from the farmlands in the south. With every passing generation, further tunnels are dug. No one has charted them all. The crypt in question is cut off from the rest, thanks to a tunnel collapse some years back, so you needn't fear getting lost.
Consider it done. We'll be back when we've dealt with these criminals.
Well then, If you keep your word, I shall do the same and cast my vote in support of the Legion. Good day.
All right. Well, Angeli, I guess you're not super happy with me, but that's okay. It's all right. There is an achievement for getting one companion to the highest thing, and then I think there's another one for getting all companions to the highest degree of, or maybe achieving one rank with each of the companions. I don't know. There's guides and stuff, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not a huge deal. It just gives you, a few stat points apiece.
Your face is awfully familiar. Aren't you one of our professors from the Department of Magic? Yes, of course. Reinhardt, isn't it? The promising young fellow. So you've thrown in your lot with the Legion, have you? I'm afraid I can't give you my vote, even if you are a college man. My mind is made up. Stonebridge will have no entangling alliances.
I like how at least they do some unique dialogue depending on your choice.
Why are you so eager to dismiss the Legion?
I trust the Legion. What I don't trust is this city. It has a dark history with the Legion. Some doors should remain closed. Personally, I wish you great success in restoring the Legion, but I don't feel my vote for you is in the best interest of Stonebridge.
Interesting.
Are you sure there's nothing we can do to win your vote?
At the moment, no. But worry not, I'm sure the other Meisters will vote for you if you sate their self-interested needs. Now, I do have a task or two for you. It's not going to win over my vote, but I would find a way to repay your efforts. Long ago, the Legion served as the mediator of first and last resort. When an argument ran out of control, the Legion offered counsel.
That's true.
That's all? I thought you might have wanted us to slay something for you.
Your first task is to handle a situation with a prisoner of ours, a Krug. He has no crimes charged against him, but his fate is disputed. Many argue he's safer in prison. Others want him free. He's here in the Meister Hall's jail. Make your inquiries there, then tell the automaton who presides over the jail what you've decided. It's hardly dragon slaying, but if you're true to the Legion, you'll have time for small matters. Go on now, I've got work to do.
All right. It might be after we complete this quest that we get our additional party member. We will see, because at least like Lucas. Can I just talk to him now?
Welcome to the Stonebridge Jail. Do you have business with the incarcerated?
I'd like to speak to the Krug prisoner. Fiddlewick asked me to appraise the situation and determine the Krug's fate.
Very well. It is Meister Fiddlewick's prerogative to entrust such decisions to strangers rather than automated constables with decades of experience. Please note that the Krug has been imprisoned for its own safety. It is highly unpopular with citizens, especially those who own pitchforks.
Krr.
Do you want your freedom?
Do you want to go free?
Krr. Krr.
Can you understand what I'm saying?
Krr. Ah, yes. Sorry about that. I've been having a terrible bout of phlegm lately. Yes, I can understand you perfectly. Why wouldn't I? Just promise me you won't do that thing where you talk slower and louder. Krr. That never works.
I think it's I think it's with Lucas that you actually get the option before this to repeat your last question slower and louder, which is kind of funny.
You're pretty well spoken for a Krug.
A Krug? Krr. Yeah, I guess that's what people think I am. I'm human. Just some ill twist of fate made me hideous and homely.
If you're not a Krug, why are you locked up?
I'm tired of being harassed and assaulted. This time I decided I'd let them think I'm a monster and keep me locked up. Krr.
I've thought about getting out of here, but I have nowhere to go. I'm content to just stay here and daydream.
I have to decide whether you stay or go free.
Well, I suppose I've committed no crime, unless being hideous is illegal. But if it's all the same to you, I'm safe here. Let them go on thinking I'm a Krug. It won't hurt my feelings. If you let me go, have someone escort me out of the city at least.
It's funny, right? Because there's the protesters that are like, free the Krug, but they're not. They're what's called first-level thinkers. It actually kind of parallels a lot of stuff today, you know, in these times, just in general. People are like, we want this to happen, it's injustice, blah, blah, blah. But if you free him, I believe they will kill him.
Welcome to the Stonebridge Jail. Do you have business with the incarcerated?
I've come to a decision on the Krug.
I will enact whatever outcome you deem appropriate. Please enunciate carefully.
So if you send him away, it's basically escort him to the town walls or whatever. Keep him in jail, set him free. It's like you let him loose in the city, and I believe they kill him. So I'll just keep him in jail because it doesn't matter. You know, he said he'd rather stay there. And send him away. I mean, I don't think you ever find out what happens to him, but, you know, he'll have the same problem just elsewhere, so you may as well just keep him.
He should stay in the cell until space is needed. The locals will just try to kill him.
Very well. The Krug will remain in protective custody. Your innovative solutions clearly surpass the abilities of automated constables. Thank you.
Grr. It's safe in here.
So he's happy. That's what's important. Talk to Fiddlewick.
I should thank you for resolving the matter of the Krug. Such a small issue, but it required an outside voice.
Do you have another problem for me to mediate?
Yes, I do. Baron is a wealthy landowner with a claim to many parcels of land here in town. He wants to charge rent to Hans. Hans has an equally compelling claim to the plot of land. Mudgutter informs me it's a case of eminent domain versus original acquisition. With the court deadlocked, both have agreed to let you settle their dispute. I'll have them meet you at the chapter house.
All right.
Welcome back, Professor. Or, do you prefer to be addressed as Legionnaire?
Let's talk about questions.
Can you tell me a little about Stonebridge?
Of course! I always have time to talk about our fair city. What do you need to know?
Why do humans and goblins get along so well here? It wasn't always this way.
Ah, yes. This city is quite the achievement of cosmopolitan sensibilities. For more than a century, the goblin presence has grown. The laws of Stonebridge value all sentient life, which is a good thing. Human cuisine plus goblinoid cooking technology equals paradise.
Yep. All sentient life. I feel like that's a, I mean, I'm sure it's not a Transformers reference, the whole freedom of the right, freedom is the right of all sentient beings, something like that, but kind of feels like it is.
I've always admired the technology in this city. Gears on the buildings, automaton constables.
Wonderfully chaotic, isn't it? Rather like our collegium. It's our work that makes it all possible, of course.
The many guilds of the city adapted our research to make tools that benefit their trade. One worker now has the output of 3. I worry what this will mean. Not enough jobs, too much power for machine owners. But I digress. These issues don't concern the Legion.
Well, they kind of do, but that sort of reminds me of a quote from... I'm reading the book Dune right now, or rereading. It's been a while. But it was something like... What is it? Men turned their thinking over to machines, which allowed the other men with machines to enslave them. Another, thing that might be what's going on today, if you think about it. But yeah, it is an issue how do you deal with people that just don't have jobs, or there aren't any jobs,
So you're the new master of the college?
Yes, they appointed me a few months ago when old Professor Gibbergast retired. Wanted to spend more time with his wards, he said. Strange fellow. I think he went a little funny in the noggin. As for me, well, I suppose I've been with the college for quite a few years now. Ever since the fall of the Legion, or thereabouts.
That's all I need to know. I should be going.
Take care now.
Resolve the property dispute. But let's see. I'm hoping... Free the Krug.
Free the Krug!
Free the Krug!
Free the Krug!
Now, if you do free the Krug, they disappear. Which makes sense. But I believe now that the Krug is there, like, for the rest of the game, they'll probably just stay there. Let's see, quests, mediations, resolve the property dispute. Baron. Maybe we do this. I don't remember. But we'll do this little quest. There's nothing wrong with doing some extra quests.
Please do not litter or excrete in alleyways.
That's a good point, Manny.
Please comply with all local laws and customs.
I will do so. That I will. I believe it's in the chapter house. I also like the gears on the buildings and stuff like that. It's wonderfully chaotic. Oh, now we have Peeps. Peeps just in the chapter house. You'd think it would be off limits until, it could get cleaned up a little bit or something, but no, I guess not. Did I check this? Yes. Alright. That is... Oops, sorry. It's Manny. Alright, Hans and Baron.
They're here. I'm Hans. This is Baron. We have a disagreement, and we decided we'd abide by whatever decision you make.
Indeed. Years ago, the Legion settled disputes, and Hans and I have a conundrum that Stonebridge law can't resolve.
We have a moment to listen to your dispute. Since you are both willing to abide by the decision, we'll mediate as best we can.
I purchased a parcel of land 15 years ago, and have been selling my wares for ages. The Baron here tells me I owe him rent.
You see, I bought large tracts of land back in the days of the farmer. Hans was taken by a charlatan. I certainly didn't authorize the sale.
Yes, well, you did nothing to stand up for your claim to the land. After endless talk with the barristers, we are still deadlocked.
That's an interesting question. It's not an easy one either. I think when I played this originally, I brought this up to a buddy of mine, and he was like, oh, it's the original purchaser of the land. I'm like, well, easy for you to say. It's I don't think it's quite that simple.
Baron, tell me more about your claim to the land.
By right of original acquisition, the law says the land is mine. I bought it first. Sure, it was human lifetimes ago, but first is first. I am an old goblin, so years pass like months for me. I didn't notice Hans had set up shop and claimed my land as is until recently. I think I'm being fair. He owes me rent for the last several years, and if he wants to stay, he needs to keep paying rent, or he can leave.
It's, again, it's kind of the same thing, right? Like, let's say the first person to set foot on an island, they're like, I claim this. It's my island. And then they leave and they don't come back for 100 years. They come back 100 years and find like a village on the island. They're like, I own this land. I claimed it 100 years ago before any of you even found it. What then? Now, you know, in the case of this, I guess it's registered with the city and stuff like that. You know, who knows?
Hans, can you explain why exactly you think your claim is stronger than the Baron's?
My purchase to the land was vetted and signed by the city of Stonebridge. They failed to research the land's original ownership. But even so, I can claim the right of eminent domain. I've used the land for over 10 years, with no argument from the original owner. I feel terrible that the Baron's land was sold out from under him, but he had ample time to correct this mistake.
It's true. That's a true thing. So not only did the city was like, yep, this dude, you know, he bought it, but he's had time to fix it and he didn't fix it. And now he's like, oh yeah, you, that was mine 100 years ago, so you owe me. I don't know if I buy that.
I see. The laws are indeed at an impasse here, but I've come to a decision.
So what will it be? Is the land indeed mine? Or does this human get to claim it?
Sorry, dude. I'm gonna give it to Hans. You had time. And previously I've divided it. I don't know if I've ever given it to the Baron. I think, because I've played this game... This is either the third time or maybe the fourth. Probably the third, I think. I played it a couple times on the PS3, and then maybe four. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm going to give it to Hans. Sorry, dude. You had time to correct your mistake. It was vetted by the city, and, you know.
Hans' purchase may be questionable, but the Baron had plenty of time to assert ownership. Hans is the real owner of that property.
Figures. Humans always side with humans. Well, I did say I'd accept the ruling. Oh well, I own plenty of land. Just a drop in the bucket.
I feel the culprit is the town council that authorized my purchase of the land. Thank you, Legionnaire, for listening to our dispute.
That's right. It's, you know, it's a crappy situation regardless. You know, but like there's no easy thing. And if people are like, oh yeah, you know, because a lot of people will be like, oh, it's the, like my buddy, right? It's the original owner. Well, what if you were in Hans' situation? You know, that's why there's the impasse, because it's the... You have to be fair to both parties. You know, if you neglect something, it's like, oh, it's mine. Well, are you using it? Well, no. Well, okay. You never fixed it. You never did anything with this, you know.
Free the Krug.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's not an easy... It's not an easy thing. It's like, oh, I'm back. I own the entire Earth. I laid claim to it, you know, 1,000,000 years ago.
Half a human generation has gone by without the Legion here to settle disputes. At last, that tradition returns to Stonebridge. I'll be sure to tell everyone that you got your start at our Collegium. Good for school pride and all that. Here's a little something for your efforts. Now be careful out there.
Alright. Got some coins. And that... Oh, a little bit of XP. That's good. Mediations. Well...
Free the Krug! Free the Krug! Free the Krug!
Okay, so maybe we have to... Let's check out some of the other areas first. Like, we can't punch barrels or anything like that, but we can...
Step right up, friend. I've got all manner of weapons and gear.
Alright. Anything... I don't see... Nothing gold. Gold.
Not so fast, Legionnaire. None shall pass this gate without the express authorization of the wise and beneficent Meisters of Stonebridge.
We're going to the crypts of the Sacred Blood, at Meister Mudgutter's request.
I see. More soldiers of fortune to clean up the crypts of the Sacred Blood. I was instructed to let you pass. It must be very pleasant in the crypts. Everyone who has entered them decides to stay there permanently.
I love how sarcastic they are. By the way, what are just random people doing here anyway? We're going this way because I believe there is another shop.
I have a lucrative arrangement with the city's animal catcher. All the cats a goblin could want.
Do they eat them? Like, what do they do with them? I don't want to know, actually. I don't want to know. And, wait, what is that up there now? Another little quest thing. We're gonna run back. I just want to check out the shops.
Hello there, friends. Looking for anything in particular?
How's business on this side of town?
It's a living, but not by much. Can't turn my back for a minute or folks seem to wander off with my goods. But don't let my ranting and rambling ruin your day. Give a holler if you want something.
And the guy that voiced this voiced the other merchant as well. But that's to be expected. Okay, so Venomous Ring, Ring of Stunning. Any gold stuff? No. And was that the only one?
This place is oddly quiet, with all our machines shut down. I wonder what's going on in the foundry.
And this looks like a chest. It is. Yeah. Right, so there's the foundry down there, the Great Foundry, established, I guess, 1179. Granted in perpetuity to the Guild of Ironmongers. That's it. And then this way is the crypts, I believe. Okay, so we have some quest-related things down here. Crypts of the Sacred Blood. This branch of the crypts was excavated in the year 1208 to create a burial site for Rupert Kessler, longest-serving mayor of Stonebridge.
Hey, got a second? See, I built this automaton, and it might have gone into a bloodthirsty frenzy of violence, maybe. If you could do me a favor, I figure it'd be in everyone's best interest if it got smashed up without involving the local authorities. Last thing I need is to have the Sweatcog brand name lose its immaculate reputation for safety.
What sort of name is Sweatcog?
Engineering is 10% innovation, 20% math, and 80% perspiration. Sweatcog is a proud name. Don't mock it.
Apparently that 20% math is not great because it's, 110%. Or maybe that's what he's going for.
Can't you just shut it off?
Oh, I thought of that. Problem is, I thought of that after I built the construct. So, the only off switch it's got involves smashing it.
Oh, that's no good.
We'll take care of it. Just tell us where it is.
Excellent. You'll find the automaton on the other side of town. Just try to deal with it before it causes too much trouble. If you stop it, come on back and I'll pay you for your efforts.
All right. And then...
Oh, more legionnaires? Your friend is already in the crypts.
Friend? What friend?
I think he said his name was Lucas. I didn't realize he had others with him. I think I have another copy of my notes somewhere.
Well, okay.
Notes? What is this all about?
I'm a scholar. I specialize in the history of the Legion. I have information on artifacts stolen from the Legion 30 years ago. I've kept track of certain looters who took their trophies to the grave. I gave Lucas my notes on which graves contain old Legion possessions. Here, these are copies of my notes. You should be able to track down both the artifacts and the Legionnaire if you hurry. Good luck.
All right. Well then, we're gonna enter. I don't think Lucas is just inside. Oh, maybe he is. I don't want to do the crypts first, but we're gonna try and get Lucas, and then you know, and then we'll head to Glitcher Delve. Get Lucas if we can. Go smash the automaton, turn in the quest, and then you know. Okay.
Here are the stolen automatons. But where are they being sent, and why?
Well, alright. So, never mind. Lucas must be at the end of this. That's a shame. That's a shame. I'm gonna leave that alone then. So strike truggable in the crypts, majority rules, cryptic inheritance, major malfunction, we'll go for this one, and then tumble down court. We're gonna do tumble down court first, because I don't think it actually changes anything, but you never know. You never know. It's getting close to end of this episode, too. That's kind of sad. I feel like we haven't done a whole lot. But, you know, it's one of those things where I like listening to all the dialogue and all that stuff, and if that's what it has to be, that's how it has to be. Whoa, dodge! Oh, it's... So the bad thing is... There we go. Minor Vampiric Essence, Heroic Amplodine. So we got some good stuff from that. And that's actually not as far as I would have thought. It's just knowing that the aura drains your focus, because I'd really like to have used a... you know, Geometry of Annihilation, any of that stuff. But it's kind of puzzling, right? What's with all the automatons? What's going on with those? Is this guy involved?
Good work, my friends. I'll need to remember to install a safety switch on my next construct.
Don't worry, Manny.
Here's your payment. Now, something's been bothering me. Nothing in my schematics would have allowed for hostile tendencies. I think someone tampered with my construct. I don't have any rivals that hate me that much, but I have had quite a few parts go missing recently.
Well, there goes Manny. He's, instead of sitting in my lap, he's going to the chair to sit down. That's kind of annoying. Come back here, you traitor. Oh well. We're almost done with the episode. I have to get up and get some more, maybe alcohol instead of coffee, as it's, you know, starting to get, it's like dinner time now.
We can look into the matter for you.
All I ask is that you keep an eye out for any of the automaton parts that have gone missing. If you find such a construct, kindly bring me back some parts. Simple enough. Well, thanks again. Take care.
Got some coins. Objective complete. Did I get some experience for that? I don't know. Yep, there we go. Let's talk to him again.
Any sabotaged components for me? No? Well, keep looking.
Alright then. New quest, proof of sabotage. There we go. Quests. Proof of sabotage. Look around for automaton parts. Probably in the crypt, but you never know. So we're going to do this one. And then let's equip some stuff. Right. Okay, Locus of Conflagration. Will is down, Chaos, Fire, Attack, and Agility. I'm going to keep this one, actually. Let's see. Stamina, Attack, and Block. No. What about you? Heroic Amplodine. Agility down, Attack up, Will up, Chaos Vampire down, Momentum up. Yeah, okay. Circuit of Resilience. Yeah. Alright. Fierce Ember. No. Tough Sallet. Stamina up, Agility down, Armor up, Block down. I don't care about block. Stamina is good and armor is good, so we'll do that. Coins received, 25. And I guess we'll save right here. Yeah, I don't remember where you met. I wonder if it was always in the crypt. Where you met the other person. Oh, and she's got a blue thing on her hair now, a blue braid. Rather than a red, I believe it was red. Well then. Follow the golden balls. It is handy that they did this. I mean, I realize it's, it kind of does the whole follow the waypoint thing, but honestly, it's like, I'm okay with it. Especially in a city like this, where you don't fight things, it helps streamline the game a little bit. Was there anything involving this thing? There we go. This massive orrery depicts a classical view of the cosmos according to scholars at the Stonebridge Collegium. Like the other gears and machines in the city, it is strangely silent and motionless. The plaque reads, "The technological wonders of Stonebridge are powered by the Great Foundry, which lies beneath the city. Long ago, the ovens and furnaces of the foundry were fed with coal, but now they are animate and alive, fueled by spirits of elemental fire. Each elemental is bound to a furnace or oven, providing a source of intense heat. This heat turns water into steam, powering great underground engines and bringing the gears of Stonebridge to life." And we got some lore as well, which is good. Let's check this, because we have stuff, and Wanderer's Bodyguard, I'm going to say no, because I'm not really using Katarina.
Inspect your currency at local markets.
Working on it. Working on it.
Please comply with all local laws and customs.
Please do not litter or excrete in alleyways. Unless you really want to. What if I do really want to? I mean, look at these clothes. Does this look like the clothes of a serial pooper? No. No, they don't. Okay, so autumnal hairpin be really good for her, but I'm not really using her at the moment, so that'll keep. And I think, let's see, those are for Lucas, who we're not going to get for a bit. Threaded resilience, agility down, armor, and block up. I don't... For the armor alone, it might be worth it. Let's buy these. Oh, hang on. Let's check my my clothes first. Okay. So there they are. They're like brown. Or maybe that's the vest and stuff. I don't know. Brown shirt with a hippie-looking vest over it. Threaded resilience. Can always switch back if I need it. Alright, yeah, that looks different. Looks way more flamboyant. Perfect to go to, like, Woodstock or something with. But you don't understand, man. It's like the... By the way, when I said flamboyant, I don't mean gay. I don't, give a shit about that. Colorful, maybe would have been a better word. You don't understand, man. It's like the stars. They don't have anything to burn up there, man. This is not a joke. It's just a terrible... I don't know. Alright. Save. I'll save over the lower ward. That's fine. And I think we should probably stop because next time we'll be going through the gate into a bigger area. A whole other area of the game. So we can stop here. That's... Alright. Well, that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. I really do appreciate it. I really hope you guys are enjoying these episodes. And of course, when I say thank you, like I know it applies whenever you watch it. It applies to tomorrow or the day after it goes live if you watch it then. It also applies, 5 years in the future, something like that. It's, from what I understand, I don't really care about views so much, even though YouTube tries to shove it in my face every chance they get. But from what I understand from some of the larger creators that I watch, and they mention it every once in a while, that the first week, the first 4 or 5 days are when they get the bulk of their views. And after that, it drops. Now, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it regardless, because it's doing stuff like this. This is kind of like a hobby / personal project. Some people work on their lawns or stuff like that. This is something I enjoy. And if other people enjoy it too, then that's great. But after it drops off, if you're in business or whatever, it's something called the long tail, which is, think of purchasing like an old game. There are still sales for older games long after the release date, years later. Look at GOG, Good Old Games, right? That's their whole business model. Or how it started, anyway. Right? So, someone buys the rights to some abandonware game and re-releases it and people buy it. It's like, if someone finds this episode in the future and enjoys it then, that's cool, man. That's what I care about. The views, whatever. Yes. even though I do care a little bit, it's hard not to. Let's put it that way. But that was my long and rambling point, was that no matter when you do watch it, I still appreciate. You know, come to think of it, I'd never thank anyone for the view. Like the click or whatever. It's always, I'm thanking people for their time. So, thanks for your time. Thanks for your time and attention. Yeah, I still hope you're enjoying these episodes. And, I lost my train of thought there. It's okay, though. So what is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, it's actually I watched an episode, not an episode, I watched a video of how to edit a specific, there's that whole "you got that." I don't know if it's a meme, it was a music video. And there's a guy showing how to do that in After Effects, which I don't use. But it was still kind of interesting. It was still kind of an interesting video to see how it's put together. But that's my unique positive moment. Hopefully your guys is just as good as mine, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. And I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.